I don't remember any of it.
You don't remember?
For you, the day bison graced your village was the most important day of your life. But for me, it was Tuesday.
Welcome to the Rated G for Gamers podcast, episode 102. Before we start, just a quick little reminder that you can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Google+, and YouTube at Rated G for Gamers. You can always email us at ratedgforgamers@gmail.com. We appreciate all the love. I'm your host, Dave Rotino. This is my co-host, Dan, the podcaster, formerly known as Classic Robinson.
Or you can say, Dan, I'm finally over the flu, Robinson.
and Dave, still possibly a little bit sick, Rotino.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
What's going on, man?
Well, I mean, yeah, we've been very much under the weather, and
so far, beginning of the year, we missed a week.
we did, but we're back. We're slightly stronger. Had to take a little bit of time to recuperate.
Listen, well, don't kill me. It makes me stronger, Dave.
Yeah. You're like a regular Kelly Clarkson.
I don't get the reference, but that's okay.
She had a song called "Stronger" with those lyrics.
Really?
Uh-huh. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
Never heard of it. I got to be honest. I never heard of it.
You need to do yourself a favor and cue up that song when this is over for reference.
Listen,
at least for reference sake. I figured you would know Kelly Clarkson.
Listen, I just found out
American Idol winner Kelly Clarkson. Come on.
Listen, I just found out who Neil Diamond was. Okay, so let's just keep it
God.
one per month.
That is a disgrace.
One per month.
Sweet Caroline, have you ever seen a Red Sox game?
No.
They play it every single game in the seventh inning. Well,
I'm a Yankee fan, so
I understand.
I don't like to watch the Red Sox unless they play in the Yankees at Yankee Stadium.
I understand. But you're a baseball fan, though. You should know that knowledge.
More of a Yankee fan than a baseball fan.
All right.
Diehard Yankee fan.
No,
listen. I've heard the song "Sweet Caroline." We've talked about this. I've heard the song. I just didn't know who. I didn't know.
Yeah, you have severe gaps in your music knowledge and history. It's okay. I have to teach you.
Okay. First of all, his last hit, I was like 5. Okay, so.
Look, I know his songs. How do I know his songs? And I'm only like a year older than you.
You are 2 years older than me. And
then what does that mean?
And you grew up with those songs. I did not.
Not necessarily.
You did.
I mean,
your parents knew who Neil Diamond was. I'm probably sure they had some Neil Diamond records.
I'm sure your parents knew who Neil Diamond was. Come on now.
I will bet you $1,000. I will bet you $1,000. My parents probably heard of him and thought he was an actor.
Whatever. Well, he actually was an actor, but he was first a musician. He was a very bad actor.
Listen, my sister, who is now 19, thinks LL Cool J is just an actor, and not a rapper, rap artist.
Right.
Okay, so she didn't grow up with the music.
Things that we take for granted. Sure, things that we take for granted.
She's heard. It's funny because she's heard songs from LL Cool J, but never knew it was him. Right.
Right.
So
Deepest
to
Blues,
her,
my hat is like a shark fin. Was LL Cool J? Must have blew her mind. My hat is like a shark fin.
LL Cool J,
Deep Blue Sea?
Ice Cube, Ice-T. She didn't know any of these. Most Def. She didn't know any of these guys were rappers.
Right.
She just thought they were actors.
Oh, that's a shame. So kids these days.
So I mean, again, because she didn't grow up with that music, right? So she heard some of the songs, but she never she never put 2 and 2 like, oh, that's Ice Cube?
Of course.
That's the same Ice Cube that made that song?
You got to dig a little bit.
Day?
You got to do the research. You got to dig a little bit. And then you start connecting the dots. And you do that on your own time and you go, "Oh. Now it all makes sense."
She just calls me an old man. So, anyway, Dave, what's been going on? So we're both better. We were sick. We're both
Mildly,
better.
yeah. Mildly.
No convo of the week this week. We had a lot of news. We got 2 weeks worth of news to go over.
Some big news came up. Big news came up.
I know. The biggest news of them all is you finally got your bookcase.
I got my bookcase. I did. So happy. You guys have probably seen it. Pics are on the Instagram. It is beautiful. It has taken the place of where the Goonies poster is. I need to elevate that up a little
Christmas
bit.
Tree.
And where the Christmas tree was. Had to pack that away in the basement. The bookcase is beautiful. I have all of my PC games, all of my Xbox One, and Xbox 360 games can breathe now. They have their own shelf. It's nice.
Until they don't, and then you need another shelf.
Well, I mean, I have some elbow room. I'm moving my elbows right now. I have a little bit of elbow room. So I got probably about a good 250 to 300 more games.
Wow, nice. So you should be up to at least 1,000 right now, right?
I don't know if I am. Maybe 800.
Well, you were like at 700 before. So if you got like 200,
I was at 6 earlier this year.
I'm just giving you games. I'm just spotting you 100 games.
Ah, well, thank you.
You're welcome.
I don't need it though. I don't need it. I've been my pickup game has been pretty good this week, I gotta say.
So what have you picked up lately?
I managed to go out in my 6th date and hit up all the Goodwills and the flea markets and the usual haunts. The little church flea market I hit up yesterday, and they had some good stuff. I picked you up a little something. I was like, oh, because I know you're big on the demo discs, and somebody had the Jam Pack PS2. They had that for like $2. And I'm like, yeah, no, I think I'm gonna pick this up for you. So I took a little picture of it. He said, look, this guy's got it for $2. Do you want it? And you're like, yeah, I'll take it. So I get that. He throws in Hitman 2 for free because
nice.
Because I got the skills like that.
You're welcome. By the way. You're welcome.
Yeah. Picked up Duke Nukem Time to Kill for PS1 for $1. That was good.
Can't get no better than that.
Sequest for the Atari, which was nice. A couple other PS2 games. I got the Warriors for PSP.
Warriors!
Yeah, I got that for a damn good deal. That was kind of nice. That goes for like $20. I got it for $3. No complaints. And picked up the Diablo 2 expansion for PC for $1, which is pretty solid.
Now, are you ever going to play that though?
Probably not. But it don't matter because you got to have it for the collection. It's a good game.
See, this is why I'm going to build the PC. This is why I don't buy PC games when I see them. Because there's really no way for me to play them. There's just no way for me to play them. There's just no way.
There is. You could just build the damn PC. It's not expensive.
It's
Especially
expensive enough to where
game.
I have to build a PC.
No, it's not. If you want to play basic Steam games, like under you could build one for under $300. All right, buy one off the shelf.
How about playing retro PC games and modern PC games? I'm going to want to do both. I'm not going to just want to play Steam games.
Well, the thing about it is, I mean, if you want to keep playing modern PC games and you want to crank the graphics up, you welcome to a world of money. Welcome to a world of money. Because I'm already like looking at trying to upgrade my system, even though my parts are pretty old and they're like probably due for an upgrade. But apparently it's very, very bad to buy right now because everybody's trying to mine Bitcoin. Which means everybody wants like these graphics cards and whatever else. So people that wouldn't normally be buying these cards are buying like, 1, 2, 3, 4 cards, putting them in a system and just having it churn out Bitcoin, So it's a whole big thing. So like the prices are like going up really high. Even the parts that I bought back in the day are worth more than what I paid for them initially, which is so weird. So
and they're old.
Yeah, they're sufficiently old. And I was looking at the new parts, and they're like way expensive. So I don't know. I think I'm definitely going to hold off a little bit and see if the prices drop.
Well, you heard it first. Because Dave is holding off, I'm going to hold off.
You've been holding off for a year and a half, though.
And
No
you know what?
excuse.
I'm gonna hold off for another. I'm gonna hold off for another half.
All right,
until
fair
it
enough.
gets a little
Well,
cheaper.
look. When prices go down enough, when I'm ready to move, I will let you know, and then we can definitely build your PC.
Nice.
We can make it happen.
So I had a lot of pickups in the last 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna go through and
Lay it
get
down.
a bit with me because I'm gonna go through some of the pickups, not all of them, and it's
Mm-hmm.
still a lot.
Mm-hmm. Give us the highlights. Give me the
So,
highlights.
all right. So I have, as of right now, I have pretty much all the Paper Mario games. I didn't have the Paper Mario N64, Paper Mario GameCube, and Paper Mario 3DS. I have those now.
Mm-hmm.
Panzer Dragoon 2. I
Mm-hmm.
didn't have. I bought the Japanese Saturn version.
Mm-hmm.
I finally got Mario vs. Sonic Rio 2016 for the
Oh,
Wii U.
that is the crown jewel of any collection. I'm surprised
So
it took you that long to get that game.
I mean, this game runs between like $80 and $100,
Does it?
and it does. It is.
Really?
It does.
Oh wow, and I'm
Yeah,
making fun of it.
yeah, yeah.
Damn.
Sealed, you give like $100.
Uh-huh.
Used, 80, 70.
Really? Why is it so
Yeah.
much money? Did it not sell well? It didn't sell well.
It did not sell.
Yeah, I figured.
Not only was it the Wii U, but I don't think a lot of people were so enthusiastic about the Olympics in Rio back in 2016.
Yeah, fair enough.
So, but I picked that up for a really good price. It's still overpriced, but for a really good price. Only because the cover art in the back sort of, I guess somebody pressed too hard on it and their finger went through the card, because the card, the Wii U cartridges are weird. It has like this sort of indentation in it where you can put your finger, you put your finger through, you press too hard. So it sort of has a tear in the back. And so apparently I guess the guy thought the value went down. He just wanted to get rid of it.
Yeah.
So I got that for a good price.
Nice.
Mario Tennis for the Wii U, Mario Tennis for the Game Boy Advance. I got a game I've been looking for a while, Princess Peach for the DS. Where this is the first Mario game where you play as Princess Peach, for the whole adventure.
Well, hey, is it a Mario game then, or is it a Peach game? I would say it's a Peach game.
It's in the Mario universe, Mario Cinematic Universe.
Well, would you call Yoshi's Woolly World a Mario game?
It's in the Mario universe.
Well, yeah, but would you call it a Mario game?
I would call it a Mario game playing Yoshi.
I see what you're saying, but I disagree.
Super Mario World 2, Yoshi's Island. Where it all started with the Yoshi games.
Yeah, but Mario is in that game though.
Yeah, but you don't play as Mario at all. So is it a Mario game?
But he's part of your character, kind of. You could make that argument.
But is it a Mario game?
I would say that's more of a Mario game than Super Princess Peach. I'll tell you that. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, but look, we're not going to the degrees of Mario games. This is more of a Mario game.
Super Princess Peach is definitely not a Mario game.
That means
you
you're
do
not
not play as
denying
Mario.
that this is a Mario game.
No, there's the only thing that ties it together is that it's in the same universe.
Okay, so
anyway,
all right. So to me, this is a Mario game where I play as Princess Peach.
Okay.
And I take that back because in Super Mario World 2, you can play as Princess Peach. But this is the first game where it's the whole adventure is Princess Peach, which is pretty cool. I've been looking for this for a while. Complete in box for a good price. I have the Sega CD Model 2. I already had it, but this time I had to buy it because I wanted the box, and I got it for a really good price. I had the box growing up. I never threw it out. Of course, everybody who had NES when they were a kid had the box, ripped it open, threw it out. I, for some reason, never threw out the Sega CD box for the Model 2.
Right, you just had it in the closet in the back somewhere.
Yeah.
Sure.
So it got thrown out, obviously when during a move or some kind. And I never wanted to throw it out. So I wanted it back. So I spent the money. I got it. Obviously I couldn't find it for a good price by itself, but I found it for a pretty good price with the Sega Model 2 untested. I still haven't tested it yet, so I don't know if it works. But it looks like to be in great condition, so I'm sure it'll work for a month and then break, as all Sega CDs were made with poor quality.
So what you're saying is that you may have an extra Sega CD Model 2 that you would be willing to sell to me?
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying I have two Model 2s.
Well, all right then. Feel free to be greedy.
One that works and one that is untested.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If the other one works, why do you need two?
If the other one works, you're welcome to buy the one that's broken.
What if it's not? No, I'm not going to buy it if it's broken.
Then essentially what I'm saying is I have two Model 2s. That's what I'm saying.
And you also have a Model 1 too.
And I have a Model 1 and I have a 32 and I have a CDX.
Right.
Sega CDX.
Ugh.
So I have complete my Sega CD American versions collection. So as far as
you seem to be big on doing these little mini sets, Say
that again?
I think you seem to be big on doing these little mini sets, right? You started off with James Pond. You're like, got to get all the James Pond games.
I gotta get all the James Pond games.
And you got all the James Pond games, and then you got to get all the Paper Mario games. Gotta get all the Dragoon games.
Listen. It's like French fries. You can't just have one. You gotta have them all. A horrible analogy. Is the only thing I can think of on the fly. But you just can't have. You gotta have them all.
I think that's Lay's potato chips is what you're thinking of.
You know what? I'm gonna say with French fries because I love French fries. I just can't have one French fry. I need to have a bunch.
All right, I'm down with that. I will take that analogy.
So I picked up DMC Devil May Cry HD Collection for PS3. I have the Capcom Essentials for the PS3. One of the reasons why I bought it because I thought Mega Man 10. Because it advertised Mega Man 10 on the box. However, it is not on the disc. It is a download code.
It's a digital only. Wow.
Which sucks because I just got it, so I gotta see if the code actually still works.
Yeah, right.
I'm sure. I'm going to say
a decent chance it doesn't. I hope it does for your sake, though.
But the crown jewel of all my pickups is the Game Boy Advance player with disc for the GameCube.
Oh yeah, very nice.
That up.
Very nice. I saw that on the Instagram when you got that. I was kind of jealous when you told me. I asked you first and foremost, did you get the disc? Because you can't use it without the disc. It is useless.
I wouldn't buy it without the disc. But luckily enough, I got it for a great price. So I saw it. I couldn't give that up.
Yeah.
So there's a thrift shop in Long Island. We're in New York. So in Long Island, New York, there's a thrift shop called My Uniques. They literally had a 50% off. If you download the app, you get a 50% off discount code for that day.
Interesting.
And I couldn't help but buy all the original Xbox demo discs that they had. They had like 8 of them. They had like 8 of them. I had to get them all. So I literally got all of them for $5.
That's why when I was at the flea market yesterday, I was like, oh yeah, Danny's on this demo disc kick. I found this jam-packed volume 50, and I'm like, Danny's gonna want this.
Because growing up as a kid, where literally I think we all had the same experience. You really didn't get anything like new games unless it was Christmas or your birthday.
Right. It was always on a special day. It was always on the holidays.
So I got a lot of demo disc from stores because my father was a PC gamer, and we would go to Electronic Boutique. All right. And they had a lot of demo disc. And my father's first priority was buying himself an expensive PC game, obviously, which I would play too eventually after he mastered it himself. But just to shut me up, they had a free demo disc that they were giving out. Yeah, you could play Crash Bandicoot 50 million times the first level.
Yep, and you would play that to death.
I would play it to death. Yeah, I literally would play it to death.
Definitely.
So much so that first level is ingrained in my brain, and I don't want to play that first level ever again.
I had the shareware copy of Doom. I played those. I played those first 10 levels over and over again.
Nice.
I was damn good. I was damn good at episode 1. Let me tell you.
So I got that. Again, pro tip: if the American version is expensive, get the Japanese version. I got Marvel Superheroes for the Saturn, Japanese Saturn.
Yeah, you can get them like a lot cheaper. And it doesn't really matter if the dialogue, like if you don't need the dialogue, if it's just to get through menus and whatever else, like you can do that, you can't do like an RPG or anything like that.
The Saturn, more importantly, if if the American version is expensive, You can get the Japanese version if you don't care about obviously dialogue. You're not going to buy RPGs. I'm not going to buy Japanese RPGs,
Right.
because I don't speak Japanese. However, you can always also get the PAL edition. So I have Panzer Dragoon 1 for the European version, and I'm looking to get the European version of Panzer Dragoon Sagas as well. Obviously, I'm not going to get the Japanese version, which is cheaper, and it's also in Japanese, which I don't speak.
Well, isn't it the because normally, like, if you want to play Japanese games, you either have to mod the system, get the Japanese console version, hook that up, play that. Is it true that you can just get like one of those like memory modules, shove it in the back, and then you can just play Japanese games on the American Saturn?
You get the cartridge with the extra memory, and it's region free.
There you go. See, so that makes it real easy, and that's why part of it, I think, why you're jumping on all these Japanese releases, you don't have to hook up the other system.
Well, in fairness, I do have a Japanese system as well.
Well, sure, but you don't need to have both of them hooked up, though.
I don't need both of them hooked up. I do have the American version and the Japanese version. So the Japanese version was just too good to pass up. I mean, it's a totally different color, different color scheme. Yeah,
it's got that like off-white gray color.
Yeah. So I love the Saturn. I love collecting for the Saturn. It's one of my favorite games, favorite systems to collect for.
So, Dan Robinson's most underrated system of all time.
Most underrated system of all time. Yeah, huh? I can play any game from any region in it with the cartridge with extra memory. Can't say that for the Dreamcast. Can you?
It's true. Well,
maybe
you can.
No, I don't think so.
You can go ahead and burn any game you want and play it easy enough. So I think that trumps.
So convenient for collectors who want to collect their original games.
Yeah, but I'm just saying though, if you can't find a game, you can just burn the ISO and play it on the system without even modding the system.
Yeah. I can just put a cartridge, extra memory, buy the original game, play it, boom.
For like $100, sure.
No, less than 100. But anyway.
Sorry, $99.99.
No, not even 88.88.
Anyway.
Also, let's take a look. So, I have a Goodwill that's like in the middle of nowhere. I get a lot of good stuff from this place. I got to say, this is sort of like a pipeline of good PS2 and maybe some PS1 games. I got Pac-Man World for a PS1. I got Resident Evil 5 Gold Edition for Xbox 360. Also, I got the Marvel vs. Capcom 3 for PS3. Rabbids Land for Wii U. I also picked up. You never really find these in like a Goodwill or anywhere, but I did find this. Zelda DX for the Game Boy.
Ooh, that one's expensive. That one
I got for $5.
Damn, man.
So,
that's how you found that at a Goodwill?
Found that at a Goodwill.
Was it behind the glass case?
It was not behind the glass case.
Interesting. I'm surprised nobody took that.
You know what? I'm not going to let a gift horse in the mouth. Well, again, when we went to a sort of like a game shop in Brooklyn, which is now a Starbucks. It shut down and became a Starbucks. And the guy was going to sell me his Game Boy Micro.
That's right.
And I didn't buy it. Biggest mistake I ever made. I should have bought it.
Well, you said, look, you know what? I'll think about it. Give me your number. I'll come back. We never came back. So that haunted me for like a year and a half, however long it's been. So I went on and I got a good price for a black Game Boy Micro. There you go.
So got that for a good price. Nice. And also I got the NES. I actually got the NES Game Genie in box. Been looking for that too. Now I have the NES version, the Super NES version, and the Genesis. Have you ever played the Retro Game Challenge on a DS? This game is apparently, well, first of all, it was expensive. The most expensive DS game I ever bought in box. But apparently, it's really good with a lot of retro games on there.
Is it retro inspired or is it a collection of retro games?
It's a collection of retro games.
Oh, from Nintendo?
I have to look at it. Actually, your friend Anthony actually said, he has that, and He actually, because remember I posted it up on Instagram. He's like, "Yo, this is actually pretty good." And I was like, "I haven't played it yet.
Huh.
I've been looking for it. It was highly. Everyone keeps talking about this game.
Yeah.
I've been looking for it in box
Mm-hmm.
for like a good couple of months for a good price, and I finally
Mm-hmm.
found it. It's still too overly expensive, but I haven't cracked it open yet.
Right.
Just to sum up a couple of stuff, I got Gears of War Xbox 360 system.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta say, every time I turn this damn thing on, it makes like a noise, like "Arrgh."
It's just a chainsaw revving up. That's what that is.
It's. I never knew that
It's
was
a
what it
special
was. I
feature.
thought something was wrong with the system because I was like, I keep turning it on and turning it on and off, and you open a tray and it keeps
Yeah.
making this noise. I was like, what the hell is wrong with this thing? Is it broken?
Yeah. Honestly, I don't think it's supposed to make that noise, but
No. It's. I looked it up. It's supposed to make that. It's supposed to make that noise.
oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh shit, I was right.
You were right.
I was
I
just
got
kidding.
gun. Go ahead. Go ahead. What are you gonna say?
Oh no! I was just I was just joking. I didn't realize it had that actual startup noise.
It does. It has a startup noise.
Wow,
I don't know
that's
if it's a chainsaw. It sounds more like a monster being killed. I can't make out what the noise is. I thought it was broken for a while.
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
is this thing broken?
Yeah, but it works though, right? You know,
It works. It
plays
has
and
320
reads.
gigabyte hard drive in it, and I got it for steal.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta say, I found it for steal. I got the GTA China Wars for the DS.
Mm-hmm. Chinatown Wars.
Chinatown Wars, yes.
Mm-hmm.
I got Parasite Eve 2 for PS2 and the third birthday for the PSP, which is Parasite Eve 3rd edition, I guess if you want to call it. Sort of like more of a shooter than RPG. I got Zelda Oracle of Ages and Oracle of Seasons for Game Boy Color.
Nice. I have one of those in box complete, which is nice.
I got Zelda, the first Zelda game for the Famicom Disk System.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I got Dig Dug, the original Dig Dug for the Atari 2600.
Mm-hmm.
And I got Hidden Agenda for the PS4.
Nice.
So, and I got the Splatoon 2 headset for the Switch and the Mario and Zelda Switch controllers, special edition Switch controllers.
Yeah. That's it's a pretty nice haul right there. It's a pretty nice haul. Ain't gonna scoff at that.
Which brings me into my gamer group. We haven't had one in a while, and this is more so game collectors, I guess, maybe, or not even collectors, but thieves.
Well, yeah, I mean, it you know, the gamer groups don't necessarily have to be gameplay related, exactly, you know.
No, it doesn't have to. But here's my grief. We go to these Goodwills, we go to these thrift shops, we go to the Salvation Armies, and, you know, we're looking for games that were donated where, you know, we're collectors. We want to get the whole thing. We want the game, the manual, in the case if we can find it together. And I got to say, I went to this Goodwill, and they had a stack of PSP games. And I literally was like, this is too good to be true. I was like, I hit the jackpot. Like, I mean, this is like in my mind before I even like grabbed them, I was like, I can't believe I found all these PSP games. And it was too good to be true, because as I went through each cartridge, each case,
there was no game inside.
all the games were missing.
Yep.
All the games were missing.
Yep.
Like
somebody went and 5-finger discounted them. You know.
Stop stealing the game. Stop stealing the games. Like,
yeah,
they're like $2.
That's
they're
upsetting.
like $3.
That's very upsetting. It's
for the whole thing. For
yeah.
the case manual and game, there's
I know.
$3. Stop stealing.
I know. It's meant to be a charity organization. You know, they try and sell things to keep their stores afloat and pay their employees. You know, people donate stuff for free. That's not the place to steal from. It
angers me to my core, because this is why they put it behind glass case and,
well, they
and
should.
raise the price.
I mean, they should put it behind glass case. You know, I agree 100% with that. You know, because people are going to steal them, put it behind the counter, and you just have to be like, well, can I see the bin of games? And then they'll have it up front.
But this is why they arbitrarily just like, oh, this is a game, so it's $7, $10. This is why they put it.
Well, that's
so high
part
of
of it too. Yeah, that's part of it.
One of the reasons is because they keep stealing them.
If you put them behind the counter, though, that'll pretty much quash that, you know, because nobody's going to be jumping behind the counter trying to take games.
I know, but this
Nobody's
is
that
like it
brazen.
angers me. Like, stop stealing these games. I mean, they're
know.
$2,
I know.
$3.
I know.
Like, if you don't have the money to buy the whole thing, just buy what's more interesting to you to play. Like, I just don't get it. Like, this is like, it angers me to my core because now, depending on where you are, if you're like the Salvation Army, that is now garbage. Like, they want to throw the whole case in the garbage, and I'm like, no, don't throw that in the garbage. That's history. That's a waste. Just, give it to me. I'll take it.
Yeah.
Right. And I'll see if I can find a game loose and just put it together. Like, it just pisses me off so much.
Yeah. They usually don't want to give you the game case though, or at least like in my case, in my experience, they haven't they haven't really been so forthright to be like, yeah, you can just have it.
Well, okay. Well, I'll give you a pro tip. You bring it to the front counter and like, hey, someone stole this. Their first reaction is to throw away. As soon as they try to throw it away, that's when you interrupt and say, I'll take it. Right. But if you say, hey, can I have this for free? They're going to say no.
Yeah.
So
I hear you.
That's when you got to bring it to the attention that there's nothing in here. So when they want to throw it out, now you say, don't throw it in the garbage. I'll take it. Not pay for it. I'll take it because, you want to throw it in the garbage. So I'll take it.
Yeah.
So, all right.
Well, I'm with you on that.
I don't want to end this segment on a bad note. Why don't we get into what we always try to start the show and epically fail, and we did so this time. Dave, what have you been playing?
I was just going to say that. So you'll be happy to know I finally got my limited run games. I got the Double Dragon 4 and the Retro City Rampage, which is nice. I've been playing Double Dragon 4. It's okay.
What level did you make it up to?
7, maybe?
That's the level I keep losing. 7.
Yeah.
All right. Now that you have it, we got to play online together.
We do. I think that's the only way I can beat it.
Yes.
The only way I can beat it. You'll be very happy.
Hopefully, it has online play, not just.
I think it does. I mean, it definitely has local co-op. I know that. You'll be very happy to know I have finished the Order 1886.
Woo! It's about time.
The game got the gold trophy. Got to the end. It was good. It was a good experience, man, from start to finish.
Let me ask you something. If you had to score it right now, what would you give it?
I'd give it like
IGN gave it a 6.
Nah, it's better than a 6.
Thank you. Thank the Lord. Finally.
I give it like a 7. 7.5 tops.
Okay, I'll take it. I'll take a 7.5. Now you understand why I've been nominated every year. It's the only game to be nominated for Game of the Year 3 years in a row.
3 years in a row. It's crazy.
I don't think anybody can beat that record.
No. It'll definitely go down in history. So yeah, and then on the portable side, getting back into the Fire Emblem Birthright for 3DS.
Nice.
Because you need to be able to play something on the go. I will be swapping that out for Rayman, not Raving Rabbids, but Mario Plus Rabbids. So I got that on order. And bust out the Switch again, switch it up a little bit. So next week it'll bring a little variety into the mix. But
nice.
Yeah. So how about you? You've definitely been playing some stuff.
Well, since I got my Gears of War Xbox 360, I needed to test it out. So I actually popped in X-Men Origins Wolverine.
Oof.
The movie sucked. The video game is pretty good. It was actually Metal Jesus Hidden Gem for the 360. And I got to say, I've been playing the heck out of it. I really love this game. I love my hack and slashers. Again, when you get to those hack and slashers, it gets a little repetitive.
Yep, that's it's the problem.
But the story is better. I mean, it sort of mimics the movie, but better than the movie because it sort of gives you current and then gives you flashbacks, current then flashbacks, current then flashbacks.
Oh, okay.
So I'm sort of playing with Wolverine with bones and then Wolverine with the animanium, claws. So I think that's pretty cool. So I don't know. I think I'm towards the end. I'm actually sort of at the Sentinel, where he discovers they've been building a Sentinel. So I just could be towards the end. I think so. I'm maybe 85% done. I've been playing LA Noire on the Switch.
Yeah. You like it?
you thought I would love this game. I gotta say, I don't love it. I like it. It's a little boring.
Okay.
It's a little boring,
Okay.
so I can't really. This is not something I could play 3-4 hours at a time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's more of I can solve maybe 1 or 2 crimes at a time.
Sure.
Which is about an hour.
I will say, take it to the end. There's a very good twist about 3/4 of the way through, and the ending is on point. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll say that, and that's all I'll say about it.
Gotcha.
You'll be happy when you beat the game. I think. I thought it was pretty surprising.
Okay. And I've also been playing Street Fighter V, the arcade edition. It came out. So if you already have Street Fighter V, you get the arcade edition for free. And I beat the regular Street Fighter V arcade, because you have like Street Fighter 1 arcade.
Well, the whole thing is revamped. I mean,
yeah, the whole thing is revamped. The UI is just all different.
Yeah, the UI is different. They actually have arcade mode now. All the characters got tweaks. It's crazy. And yeah. So I think you were saying that they break down the arcade mode by each game in the series, right?
Yeah, they do. And I clicked on 5 and I beat it. So that was good. So I'm gonna beat each one of them. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna go back and play each one of them.
And then it's pretty cool too, because because if you play like the Street Fighter 1 track, you only face characters that were around in Street Fighter 1, right? Yeah. So it's you don't go against the whole entire roster. Like you go against like Ken and Ryu, because they were around then. And I think they put like Birdie in there because he was around that same time. He was from Final Fight, but like he was of that era. So like that's like kind of neat how they like theme the different arcade tracks.
So I'm gonna go back and beat that. Actually, as soon as we stop recording, I'm gonna beat that. And I attempted to play the Metal Gear Survive beta. Mm-hmm. I waited for 20 minutes for a match. And waited until I gave up, and that's why I popped in Street Fighter V arcade.
Well, that's not too surprising, and it's pretty indicative of Konami doesn't know what they're doing. I don't have high hopes for this game. I saw the preview trailer, I guess, for it, right? When you're kind of running around like trying to fend off these zombies, and you can do all these really cool things, and I'm like, well, it looks kind of cool. I mean, it's essentially just using the Metal Gear Solid 5 engine, but you have a new character, and, you kind of just have to fend off against these zombies and whatnot. But, like you're saying, the matchmaking took forever. You couldn't connect to anybody. I don't think it's going to turn out well.
It was like no, it was Saturday afternoon, so it wasn't.
Yeah, people were home.
Yeah, it was. I went out last night, so it was like Saturday around like maybe 5:30, and I waited 20 minutes. I couldn't get a match. It was ridiculous. So, just before we take a break, so I'm gonna make J-Bam proud. J-Bam from Instagram, Team One Up. If you don't know him, go check him out. I have a tube TV, an old school tube TV. I actually have the first HD tube TV.
Oh, is it a Sony?
It is a Panasonic.
Ooh, very nice. Very nice. Much respect.
The volume buttons are pushed in. It's really old. About 12 years old, from like 2005. The volume buttons are pushed in, so I need to go to one of these Goodwills and find like a Panasonic remote control so I can control the volume. I still have my old Sony sort of stand for like a Sony tube TV, because the modern stands won't hold this big massive TV. It's like 30 inch.
you would crush it. That TV weighs like over 100 pounds.
That TV's a ton. I know. I need to slide it down the stairs to my basement.
Yeah, seriously. Like, I don't know how you got it down there.
So I need to rearrange my game room again. And I made room for it, and it fits. And Dave, every time, is amazed how I can make things fit.
Yeah, you were like the Tetris master with everything. It's not a small space, but you have a lot of stuff.
When you're a gamer with space, you make room. So I'm looking. As soon as we stop recording, I'm going to play some Street Fighter 5 arcade. And then I'm going to start tearing everything apart so I can put it back together.
Fun times. You got to take some pictures. You got to take some pictures
I do.
of the before and after.
I do. All right. So let's take a break. When we come back, we'll get into the news for the last 2 weeks. And we're back. All right. So Dave, let's get into the news from the last 2 weeks. We got to catch up. We missed a lot. Okay.
We did.
So that rumored Nintendo Direct, that actually happened.
The mini version, the mini Direct.
Well, it was called the mini Direct, but there were rumors that the Direct would happen on January 11th.
Mm-hmm.
And
It did.
Nintendo didn't confirm or deny. And they literally just launched it with there was like no promotion for it at all. They just released a video.
Mm-hmm.
And I got to say, I mean, Switch is like it's the hot thing right now. So everyone's hot for some Switch news. Now, this was sort of a mini. They even, when it came on, this is a mini Direct.
Mm-hmm.
So it didn't have a lot of things in it, but the little things that it did, I mean, they were pretty good.
Yeah.
So, and I think this is their way of getting some sort of like not the big name titles, not the big name announcements. This is their way of saying, hey, look, you have the Switch. This is what you can expect. A little something, like a little tidbits, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's just get into it. This was, I deemed it sort of the Direct. This is the Direct of ports,
Mm-hmm.
right? So we're going to get a lot of ports. I was wrong. I can admit I was wrong, Dave. I didn't think we would get any more ports other than Bayonetta. I didn't think we'd get any more ports, the Wii U ports, but it looks like we're getting sort of everything that came out on the Wii U ported to the Switch.
I mean, look, this isn't as powerful as the Xbox One or the PS4, like the original versions even. So, it stands that previous generation stuff or like older games, even games on the Wii U, like they would be ripe for like porting over to the Switch. And, I mean, they've done pretty well so far with them. People have been buying them up, me included. I was hyped to play Shovel Knight on the go on the Switch,
Yeah, I mean, well, now you could be hyped to play Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze, which apparently, I guess, it didn't sell that well. That game is really tough. I think that was a launch game for the Wii U. It scored really high.
Mm-hmm.
Critics loved it.
Yeah,
it just didn't sell that much. It didn't sell that well.
Right.
So, we're getting that. That's coming out soon. Super Mario Odyssey is actually getting more DLC. Luigi, he's actually in the game.
Hey.
For some, this is like, what was that balloon game on the NES?
Balloon fight?
This is sort of like balloon fight to where like you got to hide balloons and you got to find hidden balloons in Mario Odyssey.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? So Luigi's not just a skin. He's in the game.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I'm down with it.
So I thought that was pretty cool. So we're actually getting they actually announced not just ports, but we're getting a new Switch Mario Tennis game with sort of like a Mario Tennis storyline playthrough, like they did on Mario Tennis Advance.
Yeah,
Right.
They're gonna have like an overworld and missions to go on, and all this kind of cool extra stuff. So not surprising, but I'm about it, and I'm liking this single player campaign, I guess you could call it.
That's pretty much what it's called. Again, I really loved, and I bought both on the Wii U and 3DS, is Hyrule Warriors, because I'm about that hack and slash. I love the Warriors.
You love the Dynasty Warriors style game.
I love the Dynasty Warriors style games. I even brought Fire Emblem Warriors for the 3DS because I love the hack and slash. So they're bringing Hyrule Warriors to the Switch, so you'll get both. All the levels that were on both 3DS and the Wii U, and Breath of the Wild costumes.
Very nice.
Which I thought was pretty cool. There's going to be, again, you mentioned it in your pickups and what you're playing, that you're going to be playing Mario Rabbids because you just bought it. Yep. You're going to have DLC for Mario Rabbids, and you can play sort of as Donkey Kong now, right? There's going to be like a Donkey Kong Donkey Kong's going to be in Mario Rabbids. Now, again, I'm not sort of
It's not really your jam.
XCOM with Mario, right?
Uh-huh.
Not Mario my jam. And again, I want the game. I want to try it. I'll wait till it drops down even lower in price. I mean, $30 is sort of the sweet spot for me. So
I mean, like it's on sale, $12 off on Amazon right now, but I'm just saying,
$12 from $60.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. When it gets down to $30, when it's $20 off, then
Well,
then
maybe
$20,
come like
then hit me up.
come like the holiday season this year. They'll probably have it on sale.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I said, I'm not an XCOM fan, and XCOM with Mario skin, still not my jam. So, Pokemon DX.
Fair enough.
More characters arriving January 31st.
Mm-hmm. All about that. They're finally making good on their Wii U DLC promises, right? Because they said, we're going to have all this cool DLC, and then nothing came out for it.
Well, you get Blastoise, which you would think would be a character that would be in the game anyway, but it's not. It's DLC. Also, you actually get this weird looking Pikachu. This is sort of like a Halloween sort of like scary Pikachu puppet type of
yeah.
Type of character.
I'm looking at what you're looking at here too, and it's a little weird. I've seen it around before for sure.
So Me Too is a character, but now you get the original Mew as a downloadable character too. Now I gotta say, I love Pocket Tournament. I've been playing a lot of Pocket. I bought the Pocket Tournament controller for the Wii U, and I bought the Pocket Tournament controller for the Switch. I play a lot of Pocket Tournament. I'm like 65-0 right now in tournament.
It's solid, man. Play. It's actually, I mean, it's made by Namco Bandai.
Yeah,
they know what they're doing.
I get my ass handed to me when I play Me Too, but I'm 65-0 in tournament tournament rounds.
That's solid.
So yeah. So all right. So this is sort of a mini direct. Not a lot there. Like sort of IGN had like some of the things that were missing from this quote unquote mini direct, which we didn't get. We didn't get any announcements or a launch date for the online infrastructure. We still don't know what the online infrastructure will be. We just know it'll be $20 a year.
Yep. I mean, this has been forever in the making. Like, I don't know why they're being so tight-lipped about it.
I gotta tell you, I'm very disappointed because my PlayStation Plus and Xbox Live accounts get renewed every January, and I just renewed them.
Yeah. You really wanted to be like, boom. Here you go.
I really want this to be in January. I want to renew all my online things in January. I don't want this to come out like in April or June or something. I really want this to be a January thing. So
man's got priorities,
Yeah, priorities. We didn't hear anything about the virtual console. I guess we're still getting mini editions, right? I guess we're still gonna, there's speculation that we're gonna get a mini N64, which
there's also the Game Boy Mini too. That's in the mix too.
We will. Well, there was rumors about a GameCube, virtual GameCube, right, on the Switch.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're gonna get a mini N64, and that will be it. It would be the mini games, mini consoles for the cartridge games. And
they're not gonna do the GameCube. They're not gonna do a mini GameCube, like a physical mini GameCube.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna do a physical mini GameCube. Even though I think the GameCube is built, just the design wise of the system is built to have a mini system. So
it's a giant cube,
like a cube.
Yeah. That'd be awesome. I would buy it in a heartbeat, but yeah, I don't.
And one of these days, as a combo of the week, we will have what we think will be the 30 or 20 games that they should put on their mini system.
I think
we didn't hear anything about that.
We
didn't hear anything about virtual console. We didn't hear anything about cloud storage, which is a big thing. Mm-hmm. And if you don't think cloud storage is a big thing, wait till your Switch gets broken, stolen, or dies.
Well, there's
your saves.
There's literally no way to. There's literally no way to get your stuff off of that system to transfer to another system. Cloud storage would solve that.
I have literally over 20 hours of Zelda play, and I'm like not going to do that over again.
Wait. You're complaining about 20 hours worth of gameplay? I've got over 150 hours in that game. Get out of here.
Okay. All right. Let's rephrase.
Get out of here.
Dave has over 150 hours of gameplay.
Exactly.
Of Zelda. He's not going to want to do that over again.
Exactly.
We didn't really hear much about third-party support regarding the Switch.
Yeah.
We didn't get any release dates for Wolfenstein 2. So we didn't hear anything about Metroid Prime 4, Pokemon, or Fire Emblem.
Yeah. Which
and we didn't hear anything about video streaming. We didn't hear anything about this Netflix app because Netflix apparently is still, I guess their app is not ready to go because they're still, we still don't have a Netflix app. We have that leaked rumor sort of Netflix telling this customer that Netflix, the app is ready to go. It's whenever Nintendo's ready to launch it.
Well, we reported on that. Yeah, I think we reported on that like a month or so ago at least. Nintendo's got to put it through their QA or whatever, I guess, and make sure it works and whatever else. But they really got to get on the ball with that. That would be a big thing. So
this was a mini. So I think this was sort of like to get some of the lesser names out there because Donkey Kong Country, DLC. What was the other port that we talked about?
Well, there was. Dark Souls. I don't know if we mentioned Dark Souls.
Well, I didn't. I was getting to that. It was like I said, Donkey Kong Country and Hyrule Warriors. It was sort of, they got that out the way, and they got all the ports out the way, and then they ended with Dark Souls Remastered. Is actually coming to the Switch, which Dark Souls is a game that is totally difficult to play. Totally a game you really need to sit and try to master. Right? It is painful.
Yeah.
But again, these are all games that we've already played that have already been out. So I think they wanted to get those out the way first. And someone on Reddit pretty much posted every time we sort of got one of these mini directs, 20 days later, we got a full direct. Right?
Interesting.
So will we get a full direct sort of on the 31st or maybe like the first week of February? I don't know. I honestly could have done without this direct. They could have just sort of maybe had a full direct. Maybe later on, but it could have, all the ports could have been sort of the icing on the cake to the new announcements of what's coming in 2018.
Yeah, the thing of it is though, like the fans were banging down the door, on like Twitter. Like if you were following the whole back and forth between Nintendo and its fans, everyone's like, "Where's the direct? Where's the direct? We need some info. What's going on? We have this Switch, and Nintendo's like, we got to do something." So. I think it was good that they did it, that they kind of satiated the fans. Like, I hear what you're saying. It wasn't a lot of meat on the bone. Hopefully we do get a full, a direct coming in the next...
I got to say, I don't need the mini, right? Like, have a full direct and, sort of the ports. Because, listen, I think this is the first Dark Souls game to come to Nintendo. That's why it was a big deal. The Nintendo platform, that's why it was a big deal.
I think the first one was on the Wii U. I think. Maybe not.
Well, okay. Well, maybe we had a Dark Souls for the Wii U. But no one bought the Wii U.
Well,
so
yeah.
This is the first Dark Souls game that people are actually excited to buy, but it's still a port, right? This could have been filler for a big, massive direct, right? Where we got games that are actually coming out in 2018. We got a tease, at least a tease, right? Like, I'm okay if they wait until E3, but at least a tease of what the online infrastructure will be, right?
I just want to see some Metroid gameplay footage. Give me like 30 seconds. Give me a little something. That's what I need. Because if Metroid doesn't come out this year, I'm going to be very upset.
I got to tell you, I don't think Metroid's coming out this year. I think this is an early 2019 game.
Right. And you're probably right. But I guess we'll get a much better idea at E3.
I got to be honest. I don't think Pokemon or Metroid 4 are coming out this year. I think both are 2019 games.
What's going to be the big fall games then? That's like the question.
I think we're going to get a top-down, old-school 2D Zelda game.
Yeah, maybe.
I think when you get it, remember, Nintendo has two two major studios, console studio and a handheld studio, and now they have sort of a hybrid, right? So, and there were hints that Breath of the Wild, that they've already start working on Breath of the Wild sequel, which we won't see yet. But
Well, sure,
I
and
gotta
that's
think that we're gonna
definitely not
get.
surprising. But I mean, that's going to be like 4 years down the line.
That's gonna be the end of the
You know,
Switch.
we need
right?
something this year.
I think I think we're gonna get something. I think we're gonna get a Breath of the Wild sequel at the end of the Switch.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we're gonna still get another hybrid for the next console, but it's gonna be sort of like the 4K or 5K or whatever the thing, whatever the. I think everyone is like, Nintendo doesn't care about like the next gen hardware, but I think they're working on whatever the next big thing is. I think that's going to be the selling point of the next console.
Right.
It's going to be a hybrid, guarantee you, because Nintendo has this hybrid thing down packed.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the next hybrid is going to be, and we'll get into one day when we have a convo of the week where we think the next generation will be. But I think the next gen Nintendo system will be like a Switch HD 4K type of thing, right?
Oh, of course.
HDR. I mean HDR 4K, 5K, or whatever the next big thing is. I think I do think they have a new CEO. They're focused on mobile. They want to put out at least 2 mobile games a year, major mobile games a year, right? So they want to have a presence in mobile. This is a new Nintendo, and they're the hottest thing in the market right now. So I think the next gen will be something that's a part of like what's hot. They're going to be on that what's hot train.
Mm-hmm.
So I listen. Long story short, I could have done without the mini direct. I could have waited. Right? I didn't need to know that you would import everything from the Wii U over to the Switch, right? Especially if you give me a direct in February or March and tell me Metroid's not coming out this year or Pokemon's not coming out this year, right? Like all we know is Yoshi's coming out this year and Kirby's coming out this year. But
all right, so we got Yoshi, Kirby, and a Mario Tennis, which is decent. It's pretty decent.
But those aren't fall games; those are all spring games.
Well, yeah, which is again, like, I'm curious what's gonna come out in the fall, and I guess we gotta wait. We have to wait for a real direct or wait for E3, and then they'll be like, boom, here's all the heavy hitters.
Yeah. But that's what I'm trying to say. I can wait. I could have waited until, like, say they have a real direct in the next February or March, and it's Metroid, and it's Pokemon, and it's not this year, right? That would have made me feel a lot better if they said, "Hey, Metroid's not coming out, but we have a little gameplay, a little snippet, right? Or even cinematic." Or Pokemon's not coming out this year. Here's a cinematic. But guess what? Guess what's coming out this year, though? We have a port of Donkey Kong Country. We have all this DLC. We have a port of Hyrule Warriors, which I loved, and we have Dark Souls Remastered, right? So that would have made me a little bit happier. Other than, hey, here's another mini, because I think it's going to be another mini of, hey, here's a cinematic of Metroid 4. Here's a cinematic of Pokemon. Here's a little snippet of what the online structure will be.
Mm-hmm.
And here's Yoshi and Kirby. They're coming out next month.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So that's a mini to me. That's not a big direct.
Right. Yeah. Well, we did have some other Nintendo news.
Well, yes. So they came out right after that, a couple of days later, and came out. Well, I gotta say, before they announced the video, they said this would be more kid friendly centric, right? This would be more towards the younger gamer. So that sort of tempered expectations, which I thought was a great idea. But we got Nintendo Labo, which I thought was a joke when I first saw it. I didn't see it live. I thought it was a joke. I was like,
really?
This isn't
not
real.
April Fools. If it was April, if it was put out on April 1st, I'd be like, all right, good job, Nintendo.
I thought this was fake. And then people said, no, this is actually real. And the more I thought about it, when I first saw the direct, which was about 11 minutes of Nintendo Labo, I thought, I don't really care about this. And then the more I thought about it, the more I wish I actually had a kid. Because this is ingenious.
Yeah, I mean, it's not for adults,
No, it's not for adults. And I'll be honest, I don't. I mean, I would. I'm gonna buy it, and I'm not really gonna use it. But I wish I had a kid so I could buy it and use it with him
Yeah, I
or
mean
her.
it's kind of like a little cardboard creative kit, which there's like a bunch of different modules you can buy, which are all little kind of standalone things. One is like a little music player, I think, right? One's like a fishing rod.
Well,
One's
one you
like
could
a
buy like a house, you could buy like a motorbike, you could buy a piano, you could buy a
yeah,
fishing rod, you can
and
buy two racing cars, you can buy the robotic one with a backpack. This is all made out of cardboard.
right. So like you build the thing, you put it together, and the switch either locks into the unit and you interact with it, or you use the switch thing to
Joy
like control
Cons.
the robots, or you use you put the Joy Cons on it and moves it around. It's
I love the sort of the moniker make, play, and discover.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And they call it Toy Cons. Like the marketing behind this is genius. Toy Cons. And the
Yeah,
funny thing is when
yeah,
he
it's pretty
sent this to
solid.
the ESRB to rate it, the ESRB thought this was like garbage and they almost threw it out because it was cardboard.
Well, I mean that kind of brings up a decent point. Like, this is meant for kids, and it's made out of cardboard. How durable are these things going to be?
They're not. Oh, they're
Yeah.
gonna be durable enough for kids to make it through Christmas, and it'll be garbage in March,
I mean,
right?
they're not made out of plastic. They're like fairly cheap. Like, I wonder what
Well,
I don't know if we
what's
know
your
what the
definition of cheap? You have to buy the software and you have to buy the cardboard. They're going to be around $80
$80 per.
per. Yes.
Yeah, that's a little bit
Well,
pricey for
well, one of them, I think one of them is like $80. I think the piano is like $80, but the rest you can get sort of like a 3-in-1 for like $80
I
or
see.
$70,
Yeah. Well, I
something
see
like that.
they have like a
But
variety kit here.
the more complicated ones are going to be like
A
just
little
eighty
more
dollars by
expensive. Yeah.
itself.
Yeah, yeah. So we'll see. Like I'm pretty hyped. I'm probably gonna pass on all this because I don't know what I'm gonna do with it necessarily, but I like the idea behind it, and I hope some good stuff comes of it.
But think about the intricate, like the planning that went behind it, where you put like a Joy-Con, like the piano, you put like a Joy-Con in, and the IR sensor senses which key you're pressing to make
Mm-hmm.
the sound. Like this is pretty like ingenious. And the backpack with the giant robot game from the
Mm-hmm.
Wii, right? Where you can it's following your every movement and every string you pull, the IR sensor picks up and it knows your movement. Like this is ingenious. I would have loved this as a kid. I
Yeah,
wish I was a kid again so I can play like I really enjoy it to the fullest. I'm not going
yeah,
to really enjoy it because I'm an adult and it seems silly to wear cardboard, but this this is like amazing.
yeah, yeah. I mean, again, it's definitely not for us. It's for that. I don't know. I guess like 6 to 12 age range probably.
Well, I'm
You know.
sorry. I said it was $70, $80, but it's available April 20th. It's not coming out. I mean, obviously, it will be out during the holidays. I'm sure it'll get a good push. But Toy-Con 1, the variety kit, which is the two cars, fishing rod, piano, motorbike, and house. You get the software and you get the cardboard for $70, and it comes out April 20th.
Oh, okay, okay.
So
That's not
you
too bad.
definitely need the software.
Mm-hmm.
I think they will sell the cardboard separately. They will not sell cardboard the layout so you can make your own cardboard. There was some talks about you can just print out the layout to regular cardboard. That is not true. You need to buy the Nintendo made cardboard layouts.
Really? Huh.
Yes.
Interesting.
And then they have the Toy-Con 2, which is the robot kit.
Mm-hmm.
That's $80, where you
Oh, by
put the
itself.
backpack on and you sort of and you put the Joy-Cons on your in the Switch sort of like as a VR like a helmet, and you play with the giant robot game.
Mm-hmm.
That's $80. And both of them come out on April 20th. And that the giant robot one is $80,
Right. Right.
which makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So I think this is ingenious. I think this is pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
I
pretty
wish I was
solid.
a kid. The 12-year-old classic would love this.
Little C.
So
Little C.
Right. All right. So let's move on to Xbox.
Mm-hmm.
So Xbox is in the news. We heard that Xbox. Now I was a big trophy hunter on PlayStation. I've never been an achievement hunter because it just didn't like with Sony. It made sense to where you have like platinum, gold, silver, bronze
Mm-hmm.
trophies, right? But achievements, I never really got. I'll be honest. It's like I got 1,000 achievements. I don't know what that means, right? A
I
lot
got
of people have
1,000
complained
achievement
about that.
points.
So Xbox is rumored to be sort of overhauling their achievement system, and it's going what they're calling the career system,
Mm-hmm.
right? And it sounds pretty cool. And I'll tell you a little bit about it. So Microsoft is currently testing the career system. So with instead of regular achievements, you have gamer tag levels, and you can level up for rewards for players. We get loot boxes containing cosmetic items for your Xbox avatar.
Hopefully it's just cosmetic items.
Yes. And well, I don't think Xbox would do anything other than just cosmetic items. And then career will apparently include quest, which reward players with some XP and loot boxes for doing specific things, such as playing specific games. So
Yeah, I mean it
I think this is cool. I think this would make me get into achievements or career mode. Well, I think they should keep it as achievements. They can call it career mode, but keep it as achievements because I don't understand the achievement system, the current achievement system.
it's
I
just a, it's
understand
just a, it's just a,
having a
it's just a
platinum
point
trophy
total.
over a gold trophy.
It's just a point total though. Like if I have 20,000 points and you have 10,000 points, that means technically I'm a better gamer, but not necessarily because you can just grind out easy achievements, right? Which
Yes,
which which I
yes.
think which I think is what you're saying makes the PlayStation system a lot better because
Well,
getting like a gold
again,
trophy or a
I
platinum
don't.
trophy is difficult.
I'm not saying it makes you better because I don't really care if a person has 100 gold, uh, trophies over silver trophies, whatever. But
Hmm.
if someone, but it tells you the level of difficulty that they went through to achieve a certain goal.
No, you're right.
So
You're
a
right.
platinum trophy is really difficult to get. And I'll be the first to tell you all my platinum trophies come from
The
TT
Telltale games.
games.
Uh huh. I
Yeah,
know. I
you
know.
know.
Because
So
to get
so
a platinum trophy, you have to get all the other trophies in the game,
yes, and
and
I won't
that's
be,
very difficult.
and I have no shame in my game to tell you all my diamond achievements are from TT TT
Wait. What's
games.
a diamond achievement?
As soon as you hit an achievement, as soon as you hit all the trophies or achievements in that game,
Mm-hmm.
you get hit with the diamond. You get hit with that diamond achievement, where it's
Oh, I
like,
I thought I thought that was the platinum trophy.
well, it's the platinum trophy in PlayStation, but on Xbox, I don't know if they
Oh,
call it diamond achievement, but
right.
it's you see the diamond.
I
It's a
got you.
diamond, and it says you have like the highest achievement possible
Oh, I
in this
got you.
game,
Got you.
which I got on a TT game.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, I think it's pretty cool that they're sort of changing this to sort of career mode. So it's sort of like the level system. So it's like,
Mm-hmm.
hey, I have this certain level. I've done the grueling task that was asked to hit this level, right?
Yeah.
Other than having achievement points, where you really don't know what I've done to get this.
Right.
Because if you have like 20,000 points, I don't know what that means. To
I
be
just,
honest,
I just hope they don't get rid of the old points and achievements and whatever. And all. I hope they keep all that stuff cataloged in a way, because I like going back and seeing what I've done and haven't done and whatnot, and comparing that against other people and whatnot. Like I like that. So if they want to overhaul it and like revamp it and whatever else, like I'm cool with that. But I want them to keep all the previous stuff from 360 and Xbox One up until this point.
well, again, I don't think it's not going to be retroactive. It's going to be whatever you do going forward after this has been implemented, which I don't think this is something that's going to be implemented anytime soon. You'll probably hear something about it sort of at E3 maybe, but I think it's in its testing phase.
Yeah, they're probably just like feeling it out.
Yeah, E3, I mean, Xbox has no official word on this leak, but we'll see. Again, E3 is right around the corner. It's 5 months from now, right? So we're gonna gear up. So let's get back to let's stick with Xbox. Let's stick with the OG Xbox. I love the OG Xbox. You hate the OG Xbox.
It was not good. And
it was great. It was great,
and I will take it to my grave. It was great. It was not good.
But we'll get into that another time.
We get into it. We get into it all the time. It is. It is not good.
So Seamus Blackley, he was actually head of Xbox during when Xbox's inception. He was the Phil Spencer of Xbox at the time, and he's brought back something that I know you when we talked about the rumors of this, you weren't so pleased on it, but I was. We're going to get the OG Duke controller, the big ass controller that came out with the OG Xbox. We're getting that back, baby, from Hyperkin for the Xbox One.
It's going to have the giant jewel in the middle.
Oh. It's going to have the giant jewel in the middle, which is going to be an LCD screen.
So much wasted space. I mean, the LCD screen on the thing is... The LCD screen is pretty cool. I'll give you that. But... I mean, it's just, look, I've talked about it at length before. It's gross. It's large. Obviously this took every inspiration from the Dreamcast controller. They took a lot of inspiration from a lot of the things that Dreamcast did, especially the controller. And thankfully they've kind of modified it for the 360 and now the Xbox One, which is a really good controller. They made all these little modifications, but the Duke controller was just way too big for me. I didn't necessarily like the 6-button layout across the top.
Small hands.
No, I have very big hands. It still just didn't feel right.
Keep telling yourself that, Dave. Keep telling yourself you have very big hands.
So the original Xbox had a giant Xbox jewel in the middle, which did absolutely nothing. It was a plastic jewel. It did absolutely nothing.
And now it would be an LCD screen.
Yeah, which is going to do absolutely nothing for your gameplay. It's just gonna it's just gonna look cool. They had memory packs, which you could put into it. If you wanted to transfer data and save it to a memory card and bring it somewhere else. Because even though they had a built-in hard drive, they still thought people were going to use memory cards, so they kind of hedged their bets. And they had two. They had two memory card slots in the back, which made it very big. Again, taking notes from the Dreamcast controller, which kind of added to the weight and the size of the controller a little bit. Not really crazy about this. I mean, you're going to get it, obviously, right?
Oh, I'm definitely buying it day one.
Yeah. You're all about it. I'm going to take a hard pass on it. If I find it in a Goodwill for $5, I'll think about it.
Get the
think about
it. You know what? Explicit tag. Get the fuck out of here.
Look, I'm sorry. I like quality controllers. All right. I like things of quality.
People love that OG Duke controller.
Did they? They loved it. They loved it so much that Microsoft made the S controller and stopped producing the Duke controller because everybody loved it.
The S controller was made for the Japanese release and they brought it out to America.
They did, and everybody loved it, and then they stopped making the Duke controller because nobody was buying the Duke anymore. The S was okay.
Whatever. Let me ask you a question: how many people loved Earthbound when it came out? It became popular after.
That's fine. Okay? I'm not. I will be the first person to say I don't think Earthbound is that great of a game. I think Earthbound is overhyped. So boom, there you go. There you go.
I am shocked. Well, I'm not a big RPG fan, so I can't dispute that. Well, speaking of new Xbox controllers, we got some leaks for the new Xbox Elite controller, which I think is totally true. This is what's happened. This is not just a rumor. I think this is going to happen because it's about time.
I think you're right.
We got the Elite controller in sort of E3 2015, so 2018. I think it's about time that they sort of revamp it, right? Mm-hmm. So we got leaks from a Chinese website, sort of like a a prototyped new Elite controller. Some of the changes: we got a USB-C port for charging, so it doesn't take AA batteries, which I think is a good thing. It's rumored to have Bluetooth support for Windows 10, 3-level hair trigger locks, longer key travel for paddles, and a 3-profile switch. I think you only have 2 profile switches now. Adjustable tension mechanic for the thumbsticks, and something that's really good. If you're going to have sort of a rechargeable battery inside, it comes with a 3 LEDs that could indicate the battery life. Which, if you're going to have a rechargeable battery, you should have
an indicator
of battery life on there.
Actually, I don't think any no Xbox One controller or PS4 controller has battery life indicators on the controller itself, right?
They don't. They do not. It's just that if you have a PS4 controller, when you charge it, it does start to light up and blink, so you know when it's fully charged. It has a newly designed grip section, which I think is pretty cool, which is sort of standard now on all the new Xbox controllers. Right. Pretty much a source familiar with Microsoft's Xbox plans has confirmed to The Verge, this was on The Verge, and Reddit, the images on the controller are actually genuine. The images of the controller are genuine. So this is something that's like, it's been 3 years, sort of, well, 2.5 years. This is something that's going to happen. Yeah. Right. Yeah. The only thing I want to happen, the only thing that should happen that hasn't been rumored, that they should be Xbox Elite ID controller, meaning you can customize the colors and stuff like that. Like regular Xbox controller.
Yeah, for like an extra like $10-15 or whatever, you can you can get it in like
get an engraving and you get the different colors. Yeah. The paddles can be different. I think that would like throw this over the edge. I think that would sort of not be a mic drop moment on the E3 floor, but something that people will be definitely
icing
about
on the cake.
E3.
It's definitely icing on the cake for it. Yeah.
Definitely icing. Yeah.
And I am all about this. I don't have a regular Elite controller. I will definitely be getting an Elite 2 when this comes out.
Well, I got to say, I have an Elite controller, and when this comes out, this will be the Elite controller. You got to I guarantee you, other people, others like retail stores will be discounting the old Elite controller, which would be a good pickup.
Yeah. Good
for a cheaper price. I got to say, Elite controller is like $150. So if they discount the old one for like maybe $90, I think would be a good price. Yeah. I think that would be a great pickup for people. All right, so we talked about, Xbox controllers. We talked about Xbox achievement system. Let's get into games. So I think it's been about 2 years since that Fable Legends game was canceled, right? And studio just completely shut down. Lionhead Studios shut down. I think it was around April of 2016. Where they sort of had like a multiplayer game called Fable Legends, and no one wanted it. Everyone looked at it and was like, this looks like something that no one would want from a Fable game.
Right.
Apparently, the funny thing is, after that, people, other studios were clamoring to actually buy the IP, and Microsoft didn't want to sell it. And now we sort of know why, right? This is rumor. Well, it's been confirmed that there's a new Fable game in the works. I know you weren't a big fan of Fable. I liked Fable 1. I never played Fable 2 or 3. I liked Fable 1. I thought Fable was a good franchise.
I mean, they did
Microsoft now needs new franchises. They need franchises. Gears of War and Halo.
They certainly sold well. And you're right. They need new franchises. They need, continuing IP and all that. I'm surprised they closed Lionhead Studios. I mean, they closed them like almost like 2 years ago now. But
it's been confirmed that Microsoft is making a new game in the Fable franchise. We don't know if it's going to be Fable 4 or just sort of a Fable reboot. This all comes from Eurogamer, but it's cited to be but from multiple sources, this seems to be in the works. This is in the beginning of the development stage, so this may not be an Xbox One game. This may be whatever the next Xbox is. This may be a launch game for the next Xbox. But what everyone seems to be surprised at, that Playground Games are making this game, and Playground is developer behind all the Forza Horizon games.
Right.
So this could be a situation where like Guerrilla Games for PlayStation, they sort of made like all the shooter games. The name escapes me now.
Resistance?
Killzone.
Killzone.
They made
Okay.
all the Killzone games, which got great reviews. Killzone 1, Killzone 2, Killzone 3, and Killzone for PS4 not so much. But they came out with Horizon Zero Dawn, which like knocked everybody out. That knocked everybody like out of the park, knocked the socks out of the park on that game. Right? No one thought they could make like sort of like an open world RPG about
racing.
Robot dinosaurs.
Oh yeah.
So we'll see if like sort of Playgrounds can knock this out of the park, sort of like an open world game. We don't know anything about it. We don't know what's it going to be about. It's just going to be sort of like an open world game with the Fable themed, a Fable themed open world action RPG.
This could do well. This could do well. There's definitely a lot of lore and history in Fable. There's a lot of good art direction, a lot of good music and whatnot, a lot of stuff they can pull on, and it's been a good couple of years since the last actual Fable game came out, since like Fable 3 came out. So, I think it's about time. So,
I am all for this. Again, I liked Fable 1, and I have all the Fable games. I never got a chance to play Fable 3 or 2. So I liked Fable 1. I liked the OG Xbox. Unlike you. You're a hater. It's okay.
Look, I'm just being real about the situation. It was not a good system.
It was a good system. Stop it. You were just playing. You're just being a hater. And we're going to get listen, 2018, at some point in 2018, we're going to get into it. We're going to get into
There's nothing
how
to
good
get into.
the OG Xbox was.
How good it was?
Yes.
This is going to be a one-sided conversation, folks.
Anyway. All right. Let's also get into another game that's actually out right now. The Vanishing of Ethan Carter is out on Xbox right now. A game that came out on PC. I never got a chance to play it. I'm actually stoked for this game.
Yeah.
Adventure game where you sort of have to solve the murder of Ethan Carter. I give you a little insight. Ethan is the name that I've had for my son, which I don't have any kids yet. But if I had a son, I would name him Ethan. I've had that name for several years. So this is a game I've been wanting to play for a long time as soon as it came to console. And now it's out and I will play it for Xbox.
That is a weird
supported.
bit of side trivia for Dan Robinson right there.
It is. It is going to be fully supported with 4K HDR resolution for Xbox One X.
Nice.
So, all right. Speaking of games, they're going to come out. You liked Alien Isolation, right? I didn't like it so much.
Alien Isolation game was, on the Dave scale, fantastic.
Get out of here!
It was so good.
Fantastic. You get everything a fantastic.
I give the good games. No. This game was crazy good. Like everything was perfect about it. The sound design, the art direction, the game mechanics. Oh, it was so great. You had to like sneak around this giant ship and
get out of here.
Oh, it was so good. It was so
good.
So I am definitely hyped for any new Alien games that come out.
Well, Alien with a lowercase a. They're making a new Alien game, more of a shooter type game, like Alien Colonial Marines that doesn't suck.
Right? Yeah, because Colonial Marines was pretty bad.
So Fox Next Games, they're the makers behind the mobile game The Simpsons, Tap Out, and the PC game Alien, the PC version of Alien Isolation. They've acquired Cold Iron Studios, and the studio is gearing up for a new development for a new shooter in the Alien cinematic universe. So I guess this is going to tie in with all the Alien games. So this will be a Disney game, since Aliens is owned by Fox, which has just got bought by Disney.
Right.
But here's what makes me feel good about this game. A lot of industry veterans, apparently high-profile industry veterans, work in this studio, including people who've worked on games such as BioShock Infinite and Metroid Prime 3. So
Pretty solid.
If it has sort of the genes of those two games, this is going to be a good shooter.
I'm cautiously optimistic about this. The Alien games haven't always been the best.
Alien versus Predator Jaguar was pretty good.
Alien vs Predator and the Jaguar was awesome, and Alien Isolation was great.
Sega was the publisher on Alien Isolation.
Yeah, there was some AVP games for the PC. I think there was Alien vs Predator 1 and 2.
The arcade beat 'em up was really good.
The arcade beat 'em up was also good. Yeah.
That never got ported to console.
Just about everything else was pretty poor though.
So
as far as I remember. But yeah. So had a bit of a rocky history, for sure.
All right, so let's get into Sony. So Sony, not a lot of news on the Sony front, and I won't bore you with numbers because they did come out with some numbers.
Oh, that is a Dan Robinson first, and now bring up numbers.
I'm not going to bring up the numbers.
I bet they're not doing that well.
They did bring up some numbers.
I bet they're not number one anymore.
Holiday numbers.
I bet they're not number one anymore. I bet.
No, actually, they surpassed 5.9 million units.
Oh.
During the holidays. I'm just. I'm not going to bring that up though. I'm not.
How many did Nintendo sell during the holiday season?
Not 5.9. No, it's not. Actually, it's not 5.9.
Is it more than 5.9?
It is less than 5.9. Actually.
Well, that's actually surprising because Nintendo had a great year.
No. Listen, they killed Black Friday. But the holiday season as a whole, I'm not going to bring up the fact that PS4 sold 5.9 million units worldwide.
See, I knew you couldn't not.
I'm not going to bring it up. I'm not going to make that a story. I'm just not going to do it. So, I'm going to focus more on the VR aspect. So Sony pretty much expects 130 more PSVR games to be released in 2018. They are really focused on this. So Sony sort of is at the 75 million mark as far as PS4 units sold, and they're about 2 million PSVR units sold. And they're gearing up 2018. We haven't heard a lot about PSVR because they had some manufacturing problems, which they have since fixed.
Now we have a new version 2 out, which is a little bit.
Which we have version 2 out, which I got to be honest, I kind of am tempted to buy because I have the big 4K TV and stuff, and I want to, I want to be able to just have my VR set up, right, on the 4K TV. Right now, I have the VR set up on my computer monitor because it has the old version doesn't have a 4K HDR pass through.
Right. So you have to scale it down to 1080 and
got to scale it down. Yeah.
Can't do that.
But so they have about 130 games that they want to release that by the end of 2018. And not just games. I mean, we saw at CES, we have the Go from Oculus. We have the new HTC Vive sort of cheaper version for the Vive headset, right? They're looking at a forthcoming planetarium application, sort of the release for the PSVR, and the ability to watch movies in a 360-degree space. Which I gotta be honest, you can watch YouTube on the PSVR, but it's not something that I want to do. At least with the wire setup, it has to be sort of like a Go version where it's like one single small wire.
There's a million different wires.
No wires. Yeah. So I honestly think not just PSVR, but VR in general is something that's going to be big in the 2020s. Not right now. Right now we're at the big Zach Morris cell phone.
Yes. This is the beginning, right?
Yes.
If you want to get in early, here's what you're doing.
We have the big ass Zach Morris back pocket cell phone where your parents need to be rich to have a cell phone.
Back pocket, backpack. That did not fit in a pocket. That thing was huge.
Or you have the Corvette with the wired phone inside.
Right. You have it in the center console. Sure.
So I think that's where we're at right now. I think sort of the mid to late 2020s is where VR would be sort of like a thing.
Yeah.
Right. Where every glasses at Glass Hut will be sold with sort of VR version, right? Where because it's going to be another place where we can see ads.
Sure. Yeah. And I have to say a little bit of a side note. We saw Resident Evil 7. That was kind of a like big AAA release. And that was like a great game. That was like a must get, but not necessarily for everybody, because it's kind of horror and some people got a little bit dizzy and nauseous and sick with it and all that. I recently picked up Star Trek Bridge Commander for PlayStation 4. And Danny, you have to pick this game up. It is great. Basically, you're playing an episode of Star Trek, right? There's 4 different positions, and you sit around in the kind of control area of the Enterprise or kind of whichever ship you're on, and you have like missions, and you have to go and either like rescue somebody or you have to go and like mine this planet or whatever, do this, and you get into dogfights and like this and that. It is a solid VR experience, worth every penny. It's great. You can play with up to 4 people online. Everything just kind of works out of the box. Like it's pretty solid. And now with Sony really going hard in 2018, if they're saying 130 new games to come out this year, right? That means Sony's got some stuff in the pipeline. That means they got huge third-party support. Like, if Nintendo came out with this peripheral, you wouldn't see nearly the level of support.
Well, I want to know how many of these 130 games that they want to pull out are AAA games, right? That's
maybe
where
like 10 or 20 focus. At best.
I don't even think it'll be that.
I mean, maybe. I think
it'll be a handful.
Like a lot of these games are just going to have VR.
A lot of these games aren't in games; they're going to be experiences.
Well, no, and I mean, yeah, we're going to have that, but there's going to be games that have like a VR component to them, and it won't necessarily be the whole entire game in VR. I'm sure a lot of that is going to be coming out too. But it's true. It's tough. It's tough to do a VR experience that is made for the masses and has a lot of meat in the bone. Like we're going to get. The Wipeout Omega Collection is going to have VR support added to it, but that's going to be for a limited audience because Wipeout is a very fast game, and you can't have any lag. Everything's got to be super smooth, and if you get queasy at all, like it's definitely not the game for you. But I mean, I know at least that's coming out. I mean, there may be like a handful. There may be a couple.
Again, I want to see more AAA games come out. I don't want this to be like the Vita situation.
Yeah.
Right. I don't want like indie experiences. I want to see a real like AAA game that comes out for it, where I'm like, we still don't have that killer app.
Yeah, I mean, we definitely have the support from Sony though, so you can't fault Sony on that. Sony is pushing hard on this. Sony wants this to be in everybody's house, and they want every game to have VR support. If they had their way, for sure.
Yeah. But what is accessible to everyone is sneakers, right? We got a lot of sneakerheads. We got video game heads. We got sneakerheads. We're combining them two for sneaker game heads, maybe? No? I was trying with that one.
Whatever you want to call it, this thing is badass.
I gave it some thought on this one. So we got the PG2. The PlayStation colorful, right? Sort of Paul George, when we go PG, Paul George, he's come out with a new sneaker line from Nike, which is a collaboration of PlayStation. So it's sort of a sneaker with the PlayStation colors. Nike and PlayStation designers came up with it. Again, with Paul George, he sort of has, I don't know if he has final say, like a LeBron James, but he definitely has say in the design of the sneaker. And I got to say, the PG2's PlayStation colorway, they look pretty cool. Now, I never stand online for sneakers. I'm not a sneakerhead, even though I do, I own
like fashion.
a good pair. I own a good pair of Jordans. I have like 4 Jordans in the closet. I got to say, these are pretty cool. I kind of want these.
Yeah, man. Like I saw this online and I was like, oh my God, I need to see how much these sneakers are. Because like
they're gonna be $200, guaranteed.
right, probably, and I'll be happy paying that. Like they even went down to like they have the little eyelets where the shoelaces go through are colored like the PlayStation buttons, right? So like
Yes.
the left shoe is pink and blue, the right shoe is green and red, which is nice. The little logos that are on the tongue of the shoe, you can flip those on and have them light up.
That part I didn't see. Really,
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. They have that in the video. They have a little thing you can kind of flip the color on, which is badass. You know. So they're pretty solid. They come out February 10th. I think they drop.
Yes.
I'm assuming people are gonna have to wait in line for these.
I'm not waiting in line. I'll buy them.
Well, no,
I'll
'cause
buy
they're
them
gonna
when the
be out on,
second
like, a
version
work. They're
comes
gonna be
out.
out on like a work day. You know, how are we gonna take off from work to get shoes?
Well, there is a Foot Locker close to my job.
Oh, yeah.
So
Also,
I don't know. I already have one expensive hobby. I can't have two.
Yeah. Also, too, here's another thing I forgot to mention too. On the back of the sneaker, they have a code that you can redeem in the PlayStation Store for a Paul George dynamic theme for your PS4
Nice.
exclusive. Yeah.
Tying it in, baby. Video game and sneaker heads. Sneaker game head. How about that? Sneaker game head. SG head.
I think we need to go back to the drawing board.
May? No?
Yeah,
SG
we
head?
need to go
I think
back to the
SG head was pretty good.
It's all right.
All right, let's take a turn. Let's take a turn for the left. Let's get a little serious.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if we talked about this, but remember,
I know we
there was
talked
a
about
guy,
it offline. Yeah.
I don't know if we talked about this. Remember the guy who was responsible for the swatting death? Remember the guy sort of called in a hostage situation in Florida, or no, Kentucky.
Yeah, so there was two guys that were playing, I think, like Call of Duty, and like one guy was egging the other guy on, and you know the one guy's like, "Do it, bro, do it," and the guy who we're going to talk about now called in a fake SWAT report to this guy's house, saying that this
Fake hostage situation.
yeah.
So, just as a side note, the same guy is also on the hook for a swatting incident in Canada where no one got hurt.
Mm-hmm.
But in this instance, this swatting incident in Kansas, a person actually died.
Yeah. The father of this family, who was doing nothing wrong, the neighbor, I guess, across the street or whatever, he ended up dying.
Yes, I mean swatting's been a problem since like 2014, where there've been 60 incidences of law enforcement across, actually just in like Long Beach, New York. 60. It's been like 60 instances across the country that's been like swatting incidences. Like, this is ridiculous. Like,
right?
Why are people calling false claims of hostage situations and just
because people are crazy and they don't understand that. Because this was done in an online environment, right? People think whatever you do online has no bearing in the real world. Oh, it's not real. It's fake. It's whatever. It's they don't really see like the direct cause of their actions. And this guy legit did. Like, he was plastered all over the news. He got somebody killed involuntarily, but still ended up getting somebody killed.
He's claiming, hey, look, I didn't shoot the guy, but no, they wouldn't even been there if it wasn't for you.
Exactly. It was instigated by this guy. There was no reason for the SWAT team to be at this person's house who got shot.
So he's being charged with involuntary manslaughter. If convicted, he could face a maximum sentence of 34 months and a maximum fine of $300,000, which I think is too low. They need to make this maximum sentence of 5 years, $1 million, to pretty much deter people from doing this.
I'm with you.
So
on
this
that.
is
Like,
this is
yeah, I mean,
ridiculous.
it's just ridiculous. It's stupid.
Somebody died, and he's only going to get 34 months in jail for
Right,
and a $250,000 fine.
And
like, really?
he'll probably get out on good behavior. That's probably an option that's on the table. He'll be out in like a year and a half.
I know, that's ridiculous. I don't like it. Anyway, I didn't want to end the news on a sad note.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to talk about
bring us up
CES. We're going to talk about CES. So CES is coming out of the Consumer Electronics Show 2018. If you're listening to this, CES is now over. One day, my dream is actually to go to CES and cover CES because I
We could
love
make
gadgets.
that happen, I think.
I really,
You know.
I don't just love games. I love gadgets.
Do you also love gambling?
I love gadgets.
Well, okay. Because I also love gambling, so I would be down to go to CES one time.
Okay, well, you know what? You can gamble. I'll stay in the showroom floor all day, all week. So a couple of gaming aspects at a CES 2018, other than Sony boasting about their holiday sales.
Right.
We got a chance to look at the Ultra Game Boy by Hyperkin.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So it's like an aluminum housing. This thing is about $100. It's sort of, I mean, we already have the Retron 5 where you can play Game Boy games, Game Boy Advance. Well, you can play Game Boy Advance games,
And
NES,
regular
Super
Game Boy
Nintendo,
games, yeah.
Famicom, Super Famicom, Super Nintendo, and Genesis games. But they sort of have a portable Game Boy player, which is called, as of right now, the Ultra Game Boy. But for licensing purposes, the name is probably going to change.
Right. Yeah, I don't think I can actually use the words Game Boy in there.
I know.
In the name of the system.
Not to mention, I don't think this is something that's they're targeting summer 2018, but this is something that Hyperkin is notorious for putting out sort of prototypes where they don't come out for like another year or 2 years. So that's something I think is going to be released in 2018.
Right.
But the good thing about this, why you should buy this over a real Game Boy, a retro Game Boy, is the LCD screen, where you have you can adjust the backlit of the LCD screen.
Very nice. Very nice. Much needed enhancement.
Yes.
Because all of the, except for the Game Boy Light, which was, I guess, a limited edition, but it had a backlit screen. Most of those, up until the GBA-SP, were non-backlit, if I remember correctly.
You do remember correctly.
Yeah. I mean, with the exception of that Game Boy Light, but, that was kind of hard to come by.
So, but Hyperkin is not the only game in town, my friend. Retrobit also is, they put out retro consoles. They actually have a new retro trio that's coming, which I was going to buy recently, but it's going to come out at the end of January, so I might as well hold off on this, where it buys NES. You can play NES, Super NES, and Sega Genesis cartridges on there. You can use it through your HDMI. Resolution's up to 720p, and it's only for $80. And you can play, obviously, NTSC and PAL games.
Right. There's yet another retro combo system.
Yes.
Do we need another retro combo system?
I have the AVS and the Retron 5. I gotta say, the Retron 5, I'm having issues with the NES.
The Retron 5 is a little bit buggy, for sure.
Yes, I'm having huge issues with the NES version. So, I need something that can play NES games and have save states. That's really what I'm looking for.
The AVS doesn't have the save states?
No, the AVS does not have the save states. No, but it has the Game Genie built in.
Interesting. Help you beat Battletoads.
So we also have from Retrobit. They have Go Retro Portable, where they have sort of a portable system that will come with over 300 games preloaded. The sort of the final roster is not finalized. It's mostly games from Capcom and Data East that were playable at least at CES. Is a micro USB, and it's said to last up to 10 hours.
Battery life pretty solid, I gotta say.
Yeah, and about $35. And also from Retrobit, they're bringing back games. They're bringing back R-Type. So the retro R-Type system, they're re-releasing. So you have Super R-Type and R-Type 3. They're coming back in this May. No, they're actually coming back this May with a rare re-release in R-Type Returns. So it's the SNES and Super Famicom Classics, and they'll sort of have new packaging and the actual retro cartridge for the NES that will play in any NES system.
Any Super NES system.
Any Super NES system, sorry. And also, again, Retrobit has partnered with Sega, which everyone was excited about a month ago. And they sort of have like this whole thing of new Sega Genesis accessories with wireless controllers that they displayed at CES.
Right.
And everyone was pretty excited about it. I got to be honest, I wasn't as excited about that. I mean, they have a new wireless six button controller. They have a new wireless controller.
That's pretty solid though.
For the Dreamcast as well.
Like, think about it, because like the best we got is like IR or like an RF thing, wireless for the Genesis or the Nintendo or the whatever else, and they never work well. Like Bluetooth wireless controller is pretty solid. If the price is right, I'd be about it.
Well, I wasn't. I got to be honest. I wasn't that excited when I heard about this. I mean, I know Retro RTG or GT85 was super excited about it. And they have Saturn controllers also that they were re-releasing.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of wasn't super excited about this. I'm more of someone who wants the old school game controllers. Like I want the originals.
Yeah, you can have those too. But I mean,
I have those too. I'm not in the market to buy the brand new ones.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't tell you. I can't. I got to say, I'm not that excited for it.
Listen. Mark my words, folks. When these things come out, like 3, 4, 5, 6 months later, Dan Robinson is going to have one of each. I guarantee you. Guaranteed.
Maybe.
Yeah,
maybe.
You will. You will. 100%. You 100%. Whether you use them or not, I don't know. But you're definitely going to buy them.
Maybe. You know what? I pose this question to you then. Let's end on this note. If I gave you a Switch that had every game in the library of the NES, the SNES, and the N64, a Switch that had every game system from 3 generations for $1,000, would you buy it?
Wait, you're going to give it to me or I have to buy it?
Well, you have to buy it. I mean, if I present it to you, a Switch with every built in, it was already built in digitally. Every NES game from the NES library, every SNES game, and every N64 game, official release, of course, official Nintendo release.
Okay. From
3 systems for $1,000, would you buy it?
For $1,000?
$1,000.
Get out of here.
No, you wouldn't buy it.
Get out of here. No way.
That's about 2,000 games for free, already preloaded.
But at least 1,500 of those games are trash. They're not good. They're like okay to trash. And it's true.
Oh, come on. You can play Super James Pond.
Yeah. Look. When you think about it on like the surface, you're like, I can have everything inside this one like awesome little portable handheld thing. You're like, yeah, but then when you come to think about it, like you're gonna get games like James Pond and
Super James Pond.
You're gonna get games like War Gods for the N64, which like nobody really cares about, or Quest 64 or whatever.
Spawn
or Spawn for Super Nintendo, which was okay. No, I'm definitely gonna pass. Considering all the different ways I have to play all these other games, it's really just having them all in one spot and having it be portable. And I'm like, I don't know. I would have to give it a pass probably. It's a little high.
I guarantee if this was a limited edition, you would buy it.
Maybe.
You would.
This is a hypothetical situation, though.
You would buy it. I think you're full of crap. I think you would buy it.
Well, anyway, that about wraps it up for episode 102. I apologize for my horrible sickness, but we power through for you. Did that sound cheesy enough?
That's super cheesy, by the
way. Well, you guys can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Google+, and YouTube at Rated G for Gamers. You can always email us at ratedgforgamers@gmail.com. So please like, listen, subscribe, and as always,
keep gaming.